at the beginning, I got dropped off at. You're supposed to go to the airport, San Diego airport, and then that's where they pick you up in the buses. I remember like in the bathroom, trying to like freshen up, and then like that's what you first like meet your. You see a drill instructor, like they're in the airport, yelling already. I was like, I'm mad.
What did I get myself into?
Exactly. Like it was wild. And then like we're all lined up, single file line, like in the airport, and then like, loading up onto these buses, and then like they tell you it's like dark. It's at night, so you're supposed to when you get into the bus, like you're supposed to keep your head down. Like you can't look up. And it was just kind of surreal at the time. This is all quiet, quiet little bus ride all the way to like MCRD, and then and then stepping on those yellow footprints for the first time. I'm like, this is a mistake.
I know, I was about to say, were you like regretting it in that moment?
Oh yeah. I was like...
You were already regretting it. Nothing even happened yet.
Exactly. Because I don't know if you've seen any videos of like was it Marine Corps, like Bootcamp?
Yeah, I have, yeah.
Yeah, so it's just like, it's literally the same thing. Like, they get on the bus, it's like, like, stat starting this, blah, 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 this, and then they start yelling, like, get off my bus, you know?
Yeah.
And, you know, you gotta do, like, everything, like, yes, sir, no, sir.
Yeah.
Aye, sir. If they ask you a question and you say aye, sir, it's like, what the fuck? It's like, that's a question.
Yeah.
I was like, okay. So I was super nervous. Like, just, if you like knew me back then, it was completely out of character of of like who I was as a person. I was like, okay. I remember clearly. I was like, during the first night, it was, there was a moment of, after we just, like, we had to take a shower, and we had to, it's like this big, like, rectangle room of just shower heads.
No walls.
Huh? No walls. No. They had all the showers on. They're just, like, wagon wheel. Like, you just run through all, like, the showers, and, like, you change into, like these green skimpy shorts and like a white t-shirt, and I just remember like lined up against the racks, like looking across, and I see this like Mexican kid with like big old like flared nostrils. He's like with a scared look on his face and like freaking like snot running down. I'm like, I was like, what the hell am I doing here, man? I don't want to be here. Like it's so chaotic, and it was just like, oh man, it was. Yeah, it was like, it's funny looking back at it now.
Yeah,
like you can ask anyone who's like been to like boot camp, like they loved like talking about like boot camp stories.
Yeah.
But it was wild. It was the first time like I never felt so uncomfortable in my life.
Yeah.
And I couldn't go home. I couldn't quit. And like, oh hey, like this is not for me.
You can't?
No, you signed a contract.
Oh, okay.
Like, yeah.
Dang.
Unless you say like the magic words of like I wanna unalive myself. Like, yeah, you can't.
Dang, that's crazy. So, when was the first moment that you kind of thought to yourself like, all right, I'm gonna do this, like I'm just gonna suck it up, I'm just gonna do it, and you actually started like to push yourself to do the things?
I think so there's this thing called Black Friday, where I think it's called Black Friday. It's where you meet your drill instructors. So they have this whole spiel, like you're sitting in your barracks, and then or your little squad bay, and then like you're like sitting there, like, and then you meet your drill instructors for the first time. Like, mind you, like this is like you stay up for like a day and a half to like reset your system. So I'm like doing like paperwork, all this like administrative stuff, and then like the day after, I think it was Friday, they're like, yeah, here's your drill instructors, and that's where I had to lock in, cause like, you know, that's when like well, I was about to cuss. But so where, you know, shit hits the fan. It was wild. Like that's where, you know, it's where you learn to get like IT'd, like incentive training, where, you know, if you made a mistake and, you know, your drill instructor like sees it, he'll like pull you to the side, like get on the quarter deck, you know, empty out your pockets, take off your glasses, and then, you know, they tell you to do push-ups, sit-ups, whatever, you know, while yelling at you, you know, in your face, you know, bursting eardrums. It's just wild. And then you kind of got funny over time, like seeing it.
Seeing it happen to other people?
Yeah, seeing it happen to other people. It's like, that's what you get.
Yeah.
But, yeah, meeting my drill instructors for the first time, I had great drill instructors. At the time, I didn't know, like, what, you know, I was, like, really green when it came to, like, knowing the, like, the rankings and all that.
Yeah.
And, was it in the military? So, like, my drill instructors consisted of 2 staff sergeants and 2 gunnery sergeants. And I didn't know it was like a high rank at the time. But yeah, and they were like extremely like decorated and like in ribbons and like medals. Yeah. Like they were extremely accomplished. Like what was it, oh man, I'm blanking, but the head drill instructor for our platoon, like he was EOD, like explosive ordnance. So he was a badass. Yeah. Like he said, like he was a war chaser. So whenever he would get the chance, he would just go out. And he told us some wild stories of like, you know, don't know if it's true or not, but like, you know, like seeing like, you know, some of his Marines like get like blown up. Yeah. And like, you know, finding like you know, like foots.
It's crazy.